Now, in verses 27 through 31, you're going to notice a repetition. And this repetition lets us know ultimately who our new leader is. When I have broken their chains of slavery and rescued them from those who enslaved them, then they will know that I am the Lord. They will no longer be prey for other nations, and wild animals will no longer devour them. They will live in safety, and no one will frighten them. And I will make their land famous for its crops, so my people will never again suffer from famines and insults of foreign nations. In this way, they will know that I, the Lord, their God, am with them. And they will know that they, the people of Israel, are my people, says the sovereign Lord. You are my flock, the sheep of my pasture. You are my people. I am your God, the sovereign Lord has spoken. Now, the leadership is not David. The leadership in America is not President Obama. The leadership is the Lord. Again, looking at that second half of the 27th verse. When I've broken their chains of slavery and rescued them from those who enslaved them, then they will know that I am the Lord. Again, the people of Judah, the people of Israel, they are in bondage to Babylon. Babylon is the mightiest nation of its time. But sooner or later, even Babylon has to fall. And in the Jewish, in the Judeo-Christian interpretation, we see God bringing Babylon down at the hands of the Persian Empire. And it just so happened that the Persians, the way that they ran their empire, they believed that if you let local people return to their homes and give them some autonomy, then they will be loyal to the empire. That's the way the Persians ran their nation. And we can look at it in history and say, well, that's just common sense, good governance. But who directed that common sense and good governance? Only the hand of God. So God, we see, the Lord, is the one that rescues the people from their slavery and from their bondage. And not only rescuing, but God will also give them a sense of safety, both from foreign nations and also from the corrupt leadership or the wild animals. And it will be so safe in that nation that not only will they be protected from actual threats, but the word says that no one will frighten them, that even imagined threats they'll be safe from as well. So God not only gives freedom from slavery, but he also gives freedom of state of mind, freedom from fear. And ultimately, that is the greatest freedom of all. When you're free from fear, you're able to do anything. When you're free from fear, you're willing to step out on faith and try things. Even if you fail at what you try, you at least have faith enough to pick yourself up and start all over again. So God gives not only freedom, a physical freedom, but also a freedom from fear, a mental freedom. And not only that, in verse 29, and I will make their land famous for its crops. So my people will never again suffer from famines or insults from foreign nations. That God is going to give them the ability to take care of themselves. A sense of independence, that they don't have to be relying on other people or other nations to feed themselves, to take care of their children, to take care of themselves. And this is so important, because for God just to free them from their bondage and not give them the opportunity to take care of themselves, or sooner or later they're going to be in bondage again. For God to simply free them from fear, oh yeah, you might be free from fear, but what if you're still in bondage? Sooner or later that fear is going to come back. Or for God simply to give them a sense of independence, but yet they're still fearful, eventually that bondage will come back. So God gives three important things here: a physical freedom, a mental freedom, and the ability to be independent.